Hello and welcome to the DX Corner for your weekly dose of DX. I'm Bill, AJ8B. I would like to open this week with a paragraph from the ARRL Annual Board of Directors meeting, which was held January 16th and 17th. Quote, Director Norris removed the DX Advisory Committee report and communicated to the board the latest developments from the DXCC committee. He emphasized that the committee has been exceptionally active, more so than he has observed in the past. They are currently reevaluating some of the rules governing DXCC and reviewing the criteria associated with those rules. Another key focus is a recommendation from the committee regarding the digitization program. President Roderick took the opportunity to remind Director Norris that even small changes can have a significant impact. Director Norris acknowledged the hard work everyone on the committee has done. President Roderick then expressed his gratitude to Director Norris for his comments. End quote. If you are a participant in the ARRL DXCC program, you should know who your section representative is on the DXAC and what they're working on. Just drop them a note and ask them. You certainly can give them a call as well. Their information is listed on the ARRL.org webpage. The following DX information comes from Bernie, W3UR, editor of the DailyDX, the WeeklyDX, and the How's DX column in QST. If you would like a free 2-week trial of the DailyDX, your only source of real-time DX information, just drop me a note at thedxmentor@gmail.com and I'll fix you up. So first we have an update on the CY0S Sable Island DXpedition. February 11th was a milestone day for the CY0S DXpedition team. Glenn, W0GJ, traveled to meet up with Craig at K9CT to run a full test of the new Flex Aurora radios along with 6 new laptops. All 6 500-watt Flex radios were tested in all modes, CW, sideband, FT8, and RTTY. Glenn reports that there was a full test of the radios, laptops, and networking as well, and it was all very successful with no issues found. Radio number 6 is set up for both HF, FT8 Foxhound, and 6 meters non-Foxhound simultaneously. At CY0S, the team will be operating Super Fox mode on FT8 on all bands, but on 60 meters, regular FT8 will be used. As to 6 meters, Lee, WW2DX, ran tests yesterday as well, and he was very encouraged by the results. And this was submitted by the team leader, Murray, WA4DAN. I also have an update on Deschisheo Island, which is KP5-NP3VI. Deschisheo DXpedition 2026 update, quote, the team has exceeded 80,000 QSOs. They are maintaining their ongoing all-time new one focus and continuing to adjust their operating schedule to balance battery life and propagation. The countdown to QRT is underway with the final date being March 3rd, 2026. As mentioned, KP5-NP3VI has now exceeded 80,000 QSOs, all generated using our fully solar-powered, unattended, remote deployment unit operating from Deschisheo Island. Current statistics show 80,450 QSOs in the log and 16,772 unique call signs also in the log, with 147 DXCC entities worked to date. This milestone continues to demonstrate the success of this first ever approach to activating a rare DXCC entity entirely through renewable energy and remote operation, with no personnel stationed on the island. The operation continues to deliver significant log impact, including thousands of new DXCCs, band slots, and mode slots for operators worldwide. As we enter the final phase of the operation, we remain focused on providing opportunities for stations that still need KP5 for an all-time new one. We respectfully encourage those who already have KP5 confirmed to operate in the spirit of sharing this rare entity by allowing room for stations still seeking it. The cooperation of the DX community has been essential in maximizing new contacts. To further support this effort, we have added an extra hour of FT8 operation specifically looking for all-time new ones in Europe. This additional window is intended to take advantage of propagation opportunities and give more stations a chance to log KP5 before they go QRT. Operating schedules continue to be carefully balanced around solar energy, availability, battery, reserves, and propagation paths to Europe, Asia, and other regions, while maintaining reliable continuous service. All activity remains constrained by the realities of operating a station powered entirely by solar energy without generators or amplifiers. KP5/NP3VI is scheduled to go QRT on March 3rd. With limited operating days remaining, we encourage stations still needing Deschutes Island to monitor spots and propagation closely for remaining opportunities. If you would like more details, check out the DX Mentor YouTube and podcast episodes from 2 weeks ago to learn more about the team lead and the Deschutes DX petition. We have a couple updates from Africa. The first is Uganda, which is 5 X-ray. Richard, HB9 FHV, is currently in Uganda for a brief visit with basic radio equipment until February 28th. He plans limited activity as 5 X-ray 4 Tango Alpha almost daily on 10, 15, and 20 meters between 1500 Zulu and 1600 Zulu. From Mali, Tango Zulu, we have this. Ulmar, DK1CE, should be QRV as TZ1CE until March 1st, and I've heard him. He will be doing mostly FT8 and sideband and says when he's on FT8, he gives stations outside of Europe precedent at all times. He plans special attention to 160-meter FT8, 80 meters FT8, and 6 meters, and will update daily on club log and LoTW. And you can reach the Mali 60-meter operation is not allowed, so you can't reach him on 60. That's what I was about to say. From the Caribbean, we have a couple. St. Bartholomew. We have an update from Mali, which is Tango Zulu. Ulmar, DK1CE, should be QRV as Tango Zulu 1 Charlie Echo until March 1st. He will be doing mostly FT8 and sideband and says when he's on FT8, he, quote, gives stations outside Europe precedent at all times, end quote. He plans special attentions to 160-meter FT8, 80-meter FT8, and 6 meters, and will update daily on club log. The LoTW log will be updated after the operation. And by the way, in Mali, there is no 60-meter operation. And now we have Fox Juliet, St. Bartholomew in the Caribbean. On February 12th, Andreas, Delta Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra, began his February and March 2026 Fox Juliet stroke Delta Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra operation from St. Barts. He will be QRV on CW, FT4, and FT8 on 3.5 through 50 megahertz, including participation in the ARRL International DX CW contest. And you can QSL the FJ operation to DK6 AS, either direct or via the Bureau. So another Caribbean entity we have is Turks and Caicos, which is Victor Papa 5. The Russell family, which is WD5JR, N5VOF, and KJ5CMP, are in the Turks and Caicos Islands until February 23rd. They have an IC 7300 and a second rig running 5 to 100 watts into a 17-foot whip with a coil and an end-fed half wave. They are active as VP5 stroke home call on 7 through 6 meters, 40 through 6 meters, on sideband and CW. They're uploading videos to their YouTube channel, which is Radio Roamers, and their Facebook page, which is also Radio Roamers. QSL via home calls with an SASE. Now, this is one I heard last night, and I had to really make sure that I was getting it right. Ethiopia, Echo Tango. Ken, K4ZW, is going back there for a week, February 25th to March 2nd, and says he should be able to find some time to get on the air as ET3 Alpha Alpha from the club station, depending on his work schedule. Well, Ken's not going to be there till February 25th, but there was someone on the air the last couple of days, so you may want to give ET3AA a listen. And now another African, Guinea-Bissau. The J51A DXpedition team headed for the Balagos Archipelago in the February-March timeframe gives the following update. Quote, J51 Alpha on QO100. Quote, we were never asked to be active on QO100 satellite. We learned that J5 has never been active on QO100 before. So we decided to give it a try for a lot of all-time new contacts on sideband, CW, and FT8. However, none of us had operated over satellite before, so please bear with us if we do something stupid or unexpected. Let us know by email, which is j51alpha or j51a at gmx.de, and we'll fix any misbehavior ASAP. Technically, we will be using a 6 meter as the IF band. It means that we cannot do 6 meters when on QO100 and vice versa. QO100 operation will start a couple of days after the other bands. Please watch the news section on the QRZ.com J51A page for more info. From Greenland, which is Oscar X-ray, we have this. From February 17th to March 9th, Bo OZ1 Delta Juliet Juliet will be active as Oscar X-ray 3 Lima X-ray from Asat City Island during this period. Please note this is not a DXpedition, but rather a business trip, so activity may be limited. But if you can get Greenland, it's always cool to do so. And then we have the Maldives, 8 Quebec. Alex, Oscar Echo 5 Alpha Uniform Hotel, is planning a holiday operation as 8 Quebec 7 Alpha Hotel from Razabo Atoll, March 1st through the 10th. So keep an eye out for that if you need the Maldives. And finally, here's a future one from Franz Josef Land, which is RI1J FJL, and this is becoming rarer. The Russian DX team is preparing a major DXpedition to Franz Josef Land, the Arctic Ocean archipelago, ranked 44th globally and 26th in North America. The operation will feature at least 5 high-power radio stations running continuously on all HF bands for 15 days in September of 2026, aiming to contact as many stations as possible, including those in distant areas. The total budget for this trip is close to $80,000, making it their most expensive expedition yet. And financial support from the DX clubs and individuals is crucial for its success. If you'd like to make a donation, and I encourage you to do so, please contact me, thedxmentor@gmail.com, and I will send those instructions along. In addition to the previously mentioned KP5/NP3VI interview, the DX Mentor podcast will drop this weekend with an interview with Hal, W88C. Hal will be discussing the 9 Uniform 1 radio uniform DXpedition that logged almost 180,000 QSOs. So give it a listen, let me know what you think. Until next week, this is Bill, AJ8B, saying 7-3, and thanks to my XYL Karen for her love and support. I hope to hear you in the pileups. Have a great DX week.